Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs87 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about all of the updates and various patches and things that I have missed in the time I haven't been making videos for the past month and a half or so. And I mean, I haven't really been making a whole lot of videos for a little while now, but I think I'm going to probably start getting back into it here, at least for the weekly vlogs for sure. I'll be back on making the weekly vlogs every Monday to cover the updates. And I still have been playing a decent bit, but not really on this account or my hardcore for the series. I've been playing on a different account that, as I've said in multiple videos now, I'm working on a separate goal that I still don't want to reveal too much about yet. It is taking a bit longer than I thought to get to the point I need to be at for that goal to be finished, but I am going to continue working at it, and whenever I do finish that, I'll be making a video talking about it, and then after that is done, I'll be moving back onto the Hardcore Iron Man series and going on from there back towards our goal of all collections. See if we can ever reach that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, I'm going to be back making the weekly vlogs for sure, and I don't know, maybe I'll have some videos on various PVM things that I'm doing. I'm not sure. I've always thought about maybe making some more guides and stuff, but I definitely need to get back into PVM first before I do anything like that, as it has been quite a while since I've been to a high-level boss, and I think it'll be a bit of time for me to shake the rust off at the very least. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into everything that I missed, and there's not really a whole lot. Pretty much only one big update that I missed in May, and since that there hasn't really been anything that important. But the first thing, and this is the first update that happened a week after my video on the Rex Matriarchs, they did adjust their affinity so that their base hit chance, or I don't know, I really don't know all the wording, because there's like hit chance, there's accuracy, there's multiple different terms that all go into this formula for if you hit or not, and I don't know where they all fall, but they increased the affinity, I think, or decreased it, whichever makes it a higher hit chance, and now the matriarchs are easier to hit, apparently. So I hope that reduces the dependency on auras that was kind of there before, especially if you weren't using the exact weakness that they were susceptible to. So yeah, I'm glad to see that from my testing on it, but I haven't been back since that change, so not sure if it did make a big difference or not. Either way, I think it's always good when they make changes to make things easier to hit, as I really don't like the dependency on auras for a lot of the higher level bosses. So yeah, that is that. The week after that, I believe, it was May 4th, correct? Let me just check the calendar. Oh yeah, that one was when they had to do an update on a Tuesday because of, I don't remember if it was because of a holiday or just because they were busy or whatever it was, but they released an improved version, or like basically they reworked divination a little bit. Actually, it's quite a substantial rework, I feel like. Let me get out my, do I have the outfit divination? I don't even have the that whole outfit, but I can just take one of the skilling portals here. I think I have one set to the incandescent. Yeah, I do. So yeah, they improved divination, made quite a few changes to it, and I actually haven't been to a wisp colony since these changes, so I'll be kind of experiencing them for the first time here. So wow, the very first thing I noticed when teleporting here is there are far fewer wisps than there were before. So a significant reduction in the number of wisps, and that's kind of a good and bad thing. I think it's good because of the mechanic that they've added, which makes them last longer if more people are using them. But I mean, I kind of liked the look of them all sort of floating around and stuff, and now there's far fewer of them, and it doesn't look as cool, I guess. But still a pretty interesting change. I wasn't expecting that, but this is of course because of the fact that wisps will now only wander up to 5 tiles away from the rift here. So yeah, they're all going to be really close, and you won't have to walk around nearly half as much to get to your wisps. They're all basically right next to the rift, and that'll be for all the different locations. So yeah, I was really surprised to see that, to be honest, because that was a very big change. Because previously, I mean, wisps could be all the way over here by this rock and like just all over the freaking place. And of course, there were a lot more of them before as well, so that's not that's not to say that, I don't know why this guy's like activating all the wisps, but yeah, that's not to say that there weren't any close by, but they could really wander quite far away before. And now they only have a 5 tile wander range. Springs will also now last for a set duration of 60 seconds, and you can see how long it's gonna last by this bar above it here. And yeah, so it lasts for a set duration. I'm about to like level up virtual level or something, but lasts for a set duration of 60 seconds, but then can also be, oh, here's an example as well. Chronicle fragments no longer move. I'll come to that in a bit. And I got an enriched one. But yeah, they're now for a set duration of 60 seconds, and this will be increased up to 75 seconds if more players get on the same wisp. So let's see what happens when I go on this wisp. Yeah, as you saw, the bar went up a little bit when I jumped on it as well. So that is a thing that'll encourage people to take the same wisps as each other and increase the duration of them. And it's also going to be needed to go on the same wisps, as there are far fewer of them, as I mentioned. So that'll make a pretty big contribution to people going on the same one and making them last longer, is that there are far fewer to choose from now. Do I have the relic on this account? No, I don't. So I'll just let that go. But yeah, that's very, very nice. Before, you could occasionally, oh, sorry about that. My cat is attacking my desk. But before, if you didn't have the, I think the cape made them a set duration, and the there was also a relic. Or no, I think the cape only made them a set duration, and it's not a relic, but it's similar to a relic. Those things at the Gothixian memory spot, which you use the memory strands to activate. I don't remember what they're called, or if they even have a name, but the things at the Memorial to Gothics here that you can activate. There was one of those that extended the duration, but I don't think that made it a fixed duration. But now it is always a fixed duration of 60 seconds, and again, that can be increased by more people interacting with it. There's also a new mechanic which is involving Chronicle fragments, where you can contribute the Chronicle fragments to the Rift, which I believe would be this Empower option. And I'll say yes and don't ask again, please. And I don't know how much progress that contributes to it, but after multiple people have contributed Chronicles to the Rift, it will give a memory overflow buff, which will then give you +1 energy from depositing memories, 5% more XP from depositing memories, as well as a 10% higher crit chance on the wisps, which will give you the chance to get an enriched memory from them, which is how they've changed it to be a crit chance, I guess, as opposed to just a random amount. And then that will also spawn an enriched wisp when you activate the memory overflow buff, which means that they no longer spawn every 20 minutes. It's always only when this memory overflow buff is triggered. And I'm not sure how long the 5% XP buff lasts, or how often you can trigger this and get those enriched wisps. I'm going to quickly check on the wiki what it says. Not memory overload, memory overflow. Whoops. Memory overflow. Let's see what it says here. So it lasts for 10 minutes and is given to everyone who's near the Rift. So yeah, I guess you can probably reactivate it every 10 minutes, so you can get twice as many enriched wisps as before if you are activating it on cooldown. And apparently it requires 30 regular Chronicle fragments or 15 of the enriched Chronicle fragments to activate it. So it will be pretty hard to activate it on your own. It would probably take quite a long time. So ideally you'll be in a location with multiple people and can get it activated pretty quickly. But yeah, the Rift can be... Oh, apparently you can be empowered again before the timer runs out, and it will reset the timer to 10 minutes. So I wonder if you're in like a really populated world, if you can just have like enriched wisps spawning like every 5 minutes or so, with if there's enough people around, submitting their Chronicles. That's definitely an interesting thing right there. A cool buff, and I think it's a nice additional thing you can do with your Chronicle fragments, and another thing to add to this sort of community or whatever, making people want to work together for this skill. So I think that's pretty cool. The next thing is that, as you saw when I got one, Chronicle fragments will now spawn right next to you and not move at all, which is nice. Before you had to, like, if you saw in your chat that one had spawned, it could have taken off into the middle of nowhere by the time you noticed. So definitely nice to be able to not have to worry about that, and you can just click it to get it when it's right next to you. However, if you do get it within 6 seconds of it spawning, as I did previously, you will get an enriched Chronicle, and that is worth more XP, or as you saw, or as I said before, it's worth double the empowerment for the memory overflow buff. I assume this guy's making an accident here, so I'm not going to trade with him. But let me see, what else do we have? There's also a new sign of the Porter, which is very, very nice. I was really happy to see that they were coming out with this sign of the Porter 7 here, and that will now require 99 divination. Previously, I think the old best sign of the Porter did require 99 divination, but that has been reduced to 94 divination, and is the sign of the Porter 6 right here. That one still requires the diamond necklace, but now requires luminous energy instead of the incandescent that it required previously. And now the sign of the Porter 7 requires the incandescent energy and also a dragonstone necklace, which I think is very, very nice as well, because I know a lot of Iron Men out there would be sitting on a large pile of dragonstones, and they're going to be very happy to be able to use those now to make signs of the Porter. I know I will be very happy to make use of that on my hardcore. As when I was going for 200 mil archaeology, I was down to using emeralds at that point, and I have a huge stockpile of dragonstones that were just gathering dust in my bank, and it'll be nice to be able to make some use out of those with this new sign of the Porter. So yeah, really happy to see that. Kind of a long time coming. I feel like that should have come out a while ago, but still. They've also added a bunch of new transmutations for fish and ores. You can probably see right here, there's transmutation for rocktail, so you can transmute up to shark, and then a monkfish goes into makes a shark makes a sea turtle makes cavefish makes manta ray, and manta ray can make rocktail, and those of course all require a different tier of energy along the way. So that's interesting. Of course, it doesn't go up to sailfish because you can get these raw fish and energies from PVM drops. That would mean you could basically get sailfish from PVM drops, which they have said they want to avoid completely, which I think is good. Makes the skilling actually maybe worth something. But yeah, that's why it only goes up to rocktails in this case. But for the ores, you can now get the ores basically taking the lower tier of ore, combining it with an energy, it'll bring you up to the next tier, and that goes all the way up to light and dark animica, as you can see right here. Light animica and dark animica take different levels, which is kind of weird because they're the same level of mining and tier of ore, but they each take 2 bainite ore and 5 incandescent energy. Really doesn't make sense why they're different levels to transmute. I feel like that's really weird, but still, that's pretty cool. I guess it might be actually better for kind of I mean, 5 incandescent energy is not a whole lot, and it might be better for, like, if you're an Iron Man or someone who's just mining their own ores. It might be better to mine something that's a lower tier that you can mine a whole lot faster and then transmute it up. That definitely is something you might want to consider as a potential route to getting ores. It might be actually faster. I'm not sure. But definitely cool. Definitely something to look into. And yeah, pretty nice to see that they're expanding on that transmutation system. It's not that. I mean, I've never really. I don't think I've ever used it, but it's still it's an interesting idea. I think, and I think it would definitely be used a bit more if there wasn't such a high energy cost for a lot of the things. It looks like for the ores, it's actually quite cheap, so it might be worth doing. And I mean, these fish are cheap as well. I don't know. I never saw it as being a good thing to do. I mean, the only one I ever thought of doing was charms, but it requires more than one of the lower tier of charm, and then still requires a pretty decent amount of energy for those. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Don't know why this is under transmutation. That doesn't make much sense. But yeah, I mean, that is pretty cool. You see 3 uncut rubies for that, 5 diamonds for a dragonstone. But yeah, pretty cool to see them adding some new stuff onto there. Other things that have changed, only a couple more. The skill cape now will extend the spring duration by 30 seconds, so it'll go up to 90 seconds for one spring, which is quite a long time. However, this no longer will stack with the Guthix Memorial to Guthix thing, which does extend that also extends the duration by 30 seconds, I believe. So they basically have made it so that there's no really good thing to have as the cape perk if you've done the Memorial to Guthix all the way, which is kind of lame. People have asked for the cape perk to be changed or for them to stack for that to be not the case, but I don't think they've changed it since. And yeah, I mean, having it go up to 2 minutes I think would be a bit much if they made it stack, but they could maybe change the cape perk. I don't really know. It feels kind of fine to me because the Memorial to Guthix thing is like an optional thing that not everybody might have. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air for me, because honestly, the problem for me at that point is almost a lot of the cape perks are really, really bad, I feel like, and it's kind of sad to see that. And I wish they would buff quite a few of them or change them completely, to be honest. But yeah, doesn't seem like that's something they're interested in. I also feel like the max cape should give you all of the cape perks, considering almost every single one of the cape perks is something that will only benefit you when doing that specific skill. So having to get out the skill cape just for that skill whenever you want to train it, I feel like is kind of lame. But yeah, they still haven't done that either. And the only other thing that was changed is for the Chronicle Absorption Prayer, or I guess it's Chronicle Attraction. I don't know if it's been changed in the in terms. I think the name must have been changed because I think it was Chronicle Absorption before. This will now just automatically capture Chronicles for you instead of absorbing them and giving you the XP immediately. But this means you'll always get the enriched version, which can be nice. So that's another new thing right there. So yeah, pretty cool little mini rework to divination. I was pretty happy to see it. It's definitely going to make things a lot nicer when doing divination, as you can AFK for a bit longer, and it's less random on how long the wisp will last for how long you can AFK for. And yeah, in general, pretty cool. Happy to see them increasing the amount of community, that there is around the skill. Being with other people is going to be beneficial only and won't ever really harm you, and the memory overflow buff is a really good way to encourage that as well. So yeah, happy to see that. That was a nice little update. And then the next week after that, which was May 10th, they had the mental health awareness week again. They've had that quite a few times now, and I don't think there's anything really big about it. Good that they're supporting like charities and stuff, but as far as gameplay or content is concerned, not a whole lot to talk about there. The next week, which was May 17th, was they titled it as bug fixes, but there was basically nothing at all. Like, yeah, I read the patch notes and everything, so that one was a bit nothing there. Then about 2 weeks ago, which was May 24th, the Battle of the Monolith mini quest was partially released, so that is right here. It's at the Archaeology Guild, and you can do it there. And there's some suggested requirements for full lore appreciation, including the newer Aslanadro's quest, but you don't have to have those completed. You just have to have completed the archaeology tutorial, which does give you level 5 archaeology, I believe. So yeah, that is a quest or a mini quest that they're releasing in parts over this whole month. So on June 1st, last week, the second part came out, so it's half released at this point, and then the third part's going to come out tomorrow, I believe, and then the final part in a week from now. So yeah, people are kind of like iffy on it as far as their reception is concerned. On Reddit, people are kind of not happy that it's being released slowly over time. They feel like it would have been a better experience if it was all released at once. But yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel on it. I thought when I first was reading about it that it was like an event that was going to be going on and slowly changing over the weeks, but it's actually just a permanent mini quest. So I kind of lean more towards the side of things where I feel like it should have probably just all been released at once if it's going to be a permanent mini quest in the game. But I don't know, that's just my opinion, because the way it's constructed right now seems like it's just sort of them batching out the content releases to have something to release each week. So I don't know. That's just how it seems like, but still, I haven't actually played the mini quest myself, as you can see here. I'll probably will just wait for the whole thing to come out, but from what I've read on the wiki, it is kind of similar, I think, to the quest on Anachronia, where you had to defend the base camp with different people. It sounds like you have to like position some forces to defend things at the Monolith, as far as I can tell from what I read, which that was a pretty fun little thing. So I assume it's pretty enjoyable to solve the puzzle of who to put where and all that, and watch them kill off the invading forces. But this is all sort of the prelude leading up to Elder God Wars 3 to come out. So there's sort of all this lore around it that's within this whole storyline. So if you're interested in that, that is of course also good to have this for. I'm really looking forward to the Elder God Wars release. I will definitely be making videos on the bosses at that whenever that comes out. I've talked with some people that I know that, you know, to sort of speculate on when it might be coming out. I feel like it should probably be coming out relatively soon, because something I didn't mention in all of these updates, mobile is also coming out officially, finally. It is going to be launching, I think, in a week or so, or maybe I thought it was like the 17th. I don't remember exactly what the date was, or if they even had a date. I don't know why the 17th is sort of in my head as the day that it's coming out, but you can pre-register for it on the App Store and Google Play, I believe. If you don't, I've had RuneScape Mobile for like forever. I don't even remember when I got it, because that was in like beta, and I signed up when like on like the first wave and was allowed in. So I've had it for quite a long time. But if you don't have it yet, it is coming out fully very, very soon, so you can get in on that. I know they've been working on it for a long time, so looking forward to that sort of being released, and maybe them getting more resources from that project to be freed up elsewhere. Despite the fact, I mean, they still have to maintain it, but hopefully it's mostly finished, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But as far as Elder God Wars release, like I was saying, I feel like with mobile coming out so soon, they really would probably want to have a big release like Elder God Wars at least shortly after mobile comes out, to sort of draw people in, possibly. So I feel like it probably should come out next month or in August at some point, but we'll have to wait and see. They haven't really given us any hint on that. I just feel like it'll be definitely more beneficial to them to release it in the summer when people are off school, and, you know, right after mobile came out, to keep the hype train going. It just all seems to make sense to me in that regard, but we'll have to wait and see what they end up doing. Also last week, new Yak track came out. Woohoo, Yak to the light. So you can complete that, do the tasks if you want, the random cosmetics and rewards and stuff that you can receive. And the only other thing on this very long video that I wanted to mention is they are releasing on Monday something they call the Marketplace. And this says it's going to combine the RuneCoin, Oddment, Bond, and web/in-app storefronts into a one-stop shop. So it's good that they're going to be consolidating it all. I don't really know what they mean by web/in-app storefronts. Does that mean like when you go on the website to like purchase membership? I'm not too sure what it means exactly, but you know, they have the Oddment store here. They have I don't even know what they mean by the Bond store. Is that like, whoops, is that like this? Is that what they're talking about? I don't know. Maybe not. But I mean, that might be what they're talking about. Or where's here we go. Get Bond. Oh, is it gonna log me out? That'll kind of be annoying. No, it's not. So that just opened up a website in my browser that I can buy them from. So maybe that will be coming in game as well. I'm not sure. That would be kind of weird, because I don't know how they would deal with the payment processing in game, which I see, it seems like that can't be what it is. So I'm not. Maybe it's just that Bond interface that I pulled up previously. But let me see, back to the page. I think it's okay. I mean, fine to have consolidated interfaces for stuff like this, and it's good for them to be doing that, to make it a bit more organized and easier to get to where you want to go to buy stuff. The thing that's not coming into the game, though, which I think would be easily the most impact and should be, is the Solomon's General Store. They do list, they do like talk about it. They say what's happening to Solomon's General Store. They say we'll be adding new content updates to the marketplace from now on, but for your convenience, you'll still be able to buy all the older cosmetics and other items from Solomon's Store on our website, which will remain open for the time being. And I mean, for my convenience, I would rather have Solomon's General Store come into the game. So I don't think this convenience thing that they're harping about is exactly going to convince me as to a good reason why they wouldn't put it in game. I just think they didn't have the time or resources to do so, which I guess is fair enough. But the Solomon's General Store website is absolutely terrible. It's so laggy and just runs horribly and isn't really very well laid out. It's not great at all. And whenever I have to use it to like go buy an aura or something, I just always am like, ugh, great, gotta go to the Solomon's General Store. Can't wait to waste my time on here and lagging on the website and stuff. So yeah, I hope at some point they do bring that in game, but as far as this initial consolidation project, it is not in scope, so we'll have to see if they do circle back to that at some point. But yeah, that is so that's coming out tomorrow. So yeah, if that's the only thing that comes out tomorrow, I probably won't make a video. They will have, of course, part 3 of the Monolith, but we'll see. If there's anything worth making a video about, I will do so. If not, then I'll just make one for the next update in the following week. But yeah. That's pretty much it for this video, you guys. I hope you all did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on how things have been going in the past few months in RuneScape. What do you think about that divination rework? I'm pretty happy with it. Seems like a pretty cool little couple changes they'd made there. And yeah, what have you guys been up to? Are you hyped for Elder God Wars? Of course, they did have double XP as well while I was gone. I forgot to mention that, but they did have a double XP event somewhere in there, so maybe you guys got some sick gains from that. But either way, let me know in the comments how y'all been doing. And yeah, glad to be back making the videos here again, and looking forward to eventually revealing my little side project that I've been working on at some point in the future. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out. Yeah.